Alright YouTube, how are we all? So in this episode, this is going to be the messy one. Luckily, I mean, it's been like 20 plus degrees for quite a few days, and today it's dropped to about 13 because I'm going to need to be wearing lots of clothes and a hat, some eye protection and a mask because I'm going to be lying under the Civic. First I've got to get all the dirt off it, and then we can start treating the rust and undercoating it. So yeah, this is the one I've not really been looking forward to, lying on your back just with dirt and dust everywhere. So got to be done. What I'll probably do is just crack on. You don't need to see me cleaning the underside of a car, so I'll just do some regular updates so you can see the progress. I'll have to get the dust shield off because that's the only kind of thing that's left. I'm hoping the little bolts that hold that on aren't going to shear, but they probably will, won't they? So yeah, fingers crossed they come off all right. Right, so I've had a bit of a tidy up. Just sort of left the tools that I need around. Just got a load of different wire brushes and files and regular brushes, some gloves, and I've obviously got all my eye protection and my mask. I think I'm going to leave the exhaust. I'm just going to move it around. I can't really put it anywhere, and just try and slide it down towards the front of the car. But at some point I'm just remembering I need to try and get these off. And these are the two bolts that snapped. So I've just covered up the exhaust so no bits go in there. I think I'm going to start by doing the wheel arches and work my way up to more uncomfortably lying on the floor on my back. So yeah, we'll start with the wheel arches, and over in the corner where the exhaust pokes out. Right, so we made a bit of progress. I've removed the dirt from one wheel arch. Now because I've got the wheel hubs off and they've currently got paint on them drying, those wheel hubs have got the ABS sensor on them, and my battery is obviously disconnected on the Civic, so I can't plug the battery back in without plugging the ABS sensors back in, because I'll probably end up with some kind of error. I don't want some pain in the ass ABS sensor error, which is a nightmare to clear. I obviously can't do the windows up without plugging the battery in, so I've chucked this huge blanket over the car. It's starting to get pretty dusty, and I've just done one wheel arch. So by the time I've done the other wheel arch and the underside of the car, it's going to be pretty filthy, this car. So yeah, I don't want it filthy inside as well. Yeah, I'm going to move on to the other wheel arch. Well, we'll have a better look, shall we? Oh yeah, so I've took off this rubber mudguard type thing. It's a bit of a pain to come off. This thing, I mean, that one, there's two things holding on, that and that. This one came out of its little hole, which is fine. This one does not want to budge, but I managed to get the rubber around it off. So we'll either be able to get it back on, or see if I can get this out, or whether I get new mud guards. Might have a little look online, see what's about. So it's kind of like a weird texture in here where it's been coated in something. Yeah, I've got it as clean as I'm going to get it. All the bits that I can see from here. It's never going to be perfect, is it? It'll be a whole lot better than what it was. So I'm going to go and do the other side, and then I need to then get underneath it and start doing the underside, which should be less dirt because the wheel arch isn't going to be the dirtiest place. It's just be really de-rusting those various areas that you can see and treating them, and then painting the whole thing. So you need quite a selection of brushes, different shapes and sizes. Right, so interestingly, the rear left has got like a sort of half size wheel arch liner. It's because of the fuel pipes. So I've had a little tidy up. There's a pile of dirt from that wheel arch. Again, this shock absorber is corroded to buggery, so I think I'm going to have to get the coilovers sooner rather than later. The car is absolutely covered in dust. What a surprise. Alright, so I've just spent 2 very horrible hours under the car. Wire brushing and filing and just brushing, just trying to clear as much crap from the underside as I can. So I've taken the back box heat shield off. One of the bolts sheared, which is to be expected. I didn't realise there's another heat shield that runs along the right hand side, so it'd be kind of below where the rear right passenger sits. So I haven't taken it off because I think I still need to take the middle section of the exhaust off as well to give me proper access. So what I'm going to do is do as much as I can. I'm going to upgrade the exhaust at some point. So when I do that, I'll do a bit more undersealing once I take that middle section off, and I can get the heat shield off easy then. Yeah, what a shit job. It's horrible. I'm not sure how much. I can't bring myself to go back under there again. You can see there's a few patches. Yeah, generally around the exhaust hangers, they're pretty rusty. And the other one over there in the middle of the screen. Yeah, it's just brackets are generally the worst bits. I've cleaned it up as much as I can. And, I mean, if your car was on a lift and it was like 6 foot in the air, this would be a lot easier. But it's, you know, at some points in the car, I can't even roll over. Or most of it actually. So it's like, right, you know, you're doing it, it's like right in front of your face. I tried with my eye protection and that just steamed up straight away, so I had to take that off and try and, you know, never do bits that are right above my head. So I've sort of moved out of the way and do it from a bit of a distance. Yeah, it's just a horrible job. So it looks like I've got two holes I'm gonna have to retap. The one for that heat shield and the one where that distributor box is for the brake system. But I've definitely had enough for today, so it's the England game tonight, so I'm going to go and watch that with a few beers and just chill out and try and maybe I'll come back to this tomorrow and put all the rust treatment on the Krust stuff. Right, so it's time to crust up the underside of the car. I'm in a right mess. I don't know whether you'll be able to see from rolling around, wire brushing it. The back of me is just filthy. Yeah, it took a while to get clean in the shower after doing that wire brushing yesterday. So hopefully the crust will be a bit quicker. I can just whiz round and I can leave that to dry for the day. So as usual, I kind of got a bit carried away and I've just crusted everything. So yeah, probably a bit overkill, but there we are. Don't do things in half measures. So that's the rear right wheel arch, and I've also done the rear left as well. Been doing like the hangers, they're pretty rusty, so now I'm going to have to go and lie on my back and do the underside, which is going to be fun. Right, and so sometime later I've kind of done as much as I think I'm going to. I'll show you. Hopefully you can see a nice blue tinge everywhere. So I shall have to wait for all that to dry and then I can get under there with the paint. It's never going to be perfect because there's a lot of pieces of metal that are kind of going to be rusting from the other side. There's a lot of them you can't get to treat and paint, so they'll probably keep rusting from the other side, but I mean, it's going to be better than what it was, I'd hope. So yeah, I shall leave that to dry and then I'll get under there with the Underseal and a brush and just cover as much as I can really. Hopefully that'll stop it rusting or halt the rusting for another 10 years. I think I got a lot of people like me kind of thinking, you know, starting to think that we're going to have to conserve what cars we've got, seeing as they're going to stop selling like petrol combustion engine cars in less than 10 years in the UK. So yeah, we should have to try and make the ones we've got last. So there's the back box heat shield. as per usual with all heat shields, the holes get bigger and bigger where the bolts go, so I'll have to get some giant washers on that. Unless it's cheap enough for me to buy another one. I'll have to have a little look online to see whether I can buy another heat shield cheap. You can kind of see whether the blue starts to disappear. I'm going to paint this as well, just to make it last a little bit longer, make it look a bit tidier. But coilovers will be on the way, along with big brake kit for the front, obviously exhaust, induction, all that kind of cool stuff. Right, these have had a coat on this side as well now. Not the best, smoothest texture in the world, but I'm sure at some point I'll replace the whole lot, so I'll just make it look tidier, although you can't even see this side anyway, but I'll make it look tidier for the time being. Alright, so today I'm going to start undercoating the FN2. I think I'm just going to do the wheel arches today. I don't really want to be lying around. It's raining outside and I can't really open the garage up because it's absolutely horrible outside. So I'll probably just try and quickly do the wheel arches. I'll leave that to dry and then I'll come back and do the underside maybe tomorrow or the day after. So I think with this job you've got to have quite a clear idea in your head what you exactly want to do. I think because I'm not really familiar with FN2s because I've not had it that long and sort of not been under it that much. So it was kind of get it up in the air, start doing things, and sort of alter the list of what I'm actually going to do for this rear end refurb as I go along. It's kind of like a learning experience for me. You've got to sort of decide at what level your refurb's going to be, because you know you've got right at the top level you'd be stripping everything off the bottom, every pipe hold, every pipe, every connector, every hose, every component, which is going to be obviously a really big job. And I suppose you've got the lowest level, which would probably just be just paint everything in situ where it is under the car. So I'm sort of somewhere in the middle, because obviously there's a lot of stuff still connected, like the fuel pipes on that little drop link. I think I mentioned it somewhere along the line. I think I know what it is now. I think it's for the auto leveling headlights. I saw someone posted something about it on one of the forums, and so I think that's what it was, the little one that attaches to the rear beam. So to stop me waffling on, we'll have a little look at what I've done. So I've done the two wheel arches at the moment. I'm going to leave that dry, have a bit of a break from it, and then probably touch it up a bit, because the wheel arches are a real bugger to paint because of the texture in there. You always have to sort of dab at it rather than painting. Stop waffling, let's have a little look. It's just quite hard to see with the glare. If I move that out of the way, whether that's any better. No, not really. Yeah, so like I said before, I'm going to sort out any bits I might have missed up there when I put my coilovers on. I just chucked a bit of paint on this because I had treated it, and it will do for a month or two, whatever, until I get the coilovers on. Right, so it's the next day now. I've left the wheel arches to dry, and now I've got that horrible job of lying on my back painting the underside. This is going to be fun. I think any bits, once this is all dried, any bits that I've missed, might just try and spray a little bit of cheeky black paint for maximum coverage. Alright, so I've done the underside. I won't get back under there and show you because I need some fresh air. Not much you can do when you're sort of lying under a car so many inches away from the surface you're painting. But it seems to have soaked through my gloves as well, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare to clean. So I shall show you how it's looking once it's dried, probably tomorrow. I just need to get out of here for a bit. So this is the wheel arch. It's probably going to be a bit shiny from the light I've got. to admit it's not perfect, but it's as good as I'm gonna get. I'm forever getting back under there and seeing a bit that I've missed. It's gonna be better than what it was. Not too bad a job. Probably, well, definitely be a lot easier if you could get it up on a ramp and just spray the stuff on it. So places like Dyno Days, you can take your car and they'll spray the undercoat on it. So it's a good option if you don't fancy doing it yourself. So thanks for watching, guys. Quite frankly, a bit of a boring episode, but it was kind of part of the process, wasn't it? And you just got to see me getting grubby, getting annoyed, and just talking gibberish, really. Thanks to Danny over at Dyno Days for supporting the channel and constantly getting my name out there. Don't forget to go and subscribe to all the smaller YouTube channels. There's loads of them, like FN3 Bill and good old Rob's VTech. So go and subscribe to all them. And I shall see you on the next one, where hopefully I'm putting it all back together. So yeah, cheers for watching. Like, comment and hit that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.